This is a fantastic device to keep people enslaved forever. And to cover this, there's a whole lot of other stories which I don't want to enter. Phenomenal tools to control populations, which has been successfully done for a long time. It depends on how we shaped ourselves. If we become wonderful human beings, it's one thing. If we have become an ugly manifestation of humanity, definitely it's an original sin. It's a mistake. Sin is too strong a word, maybe it's a mistake. So too many mistakes are being made in the world, no question. You claim to appreciate or, well, you worship the one who is referred to as the creator, but you have a huge issue with the creation. If you do not appreciate the creation, why the hell should you worship the creator? Someone who made such a bad job of this, the only way you can even be born is through sin, I think he must be banished. Now, this is a fantastic device to keep people enslaved forever. If you do not even allow them to come to terms with their biology, they'll never come to terms with anything in their life. Always they will be dependent on an institution or a person or something who claims to have connections. An Italian mafia guy was once brought to the law court and he just walked in with this fat cigar in his hand and like this he came and sat down like he's a guest. Then the judge looked at his arrogance and asked, "Do you have a lawyer?" He blew the smoke out and said, "Well, I got friends in the jury." So, people who are supposed to have connections elsewhere, you will always be enslaved to them because you feel guilty about your biology. This whole thing goes into more grosser and grosser states. So except in certain cultures, everywhere else where dominant religious beliefs were spread, in all those cultures, unfortunately, they make you feel guilty of your very existence, because that way you will always be enslaved to whatever they have set up. Something so fundamental as the menstrual cycles in a woman, she has to feel guilty about it and she's impure. Her existence is impure. Unfortunately, I want you and all the teachers of the world to understand, if your mother did not have menstrual cycles, you wouldn't be born, even if she met your father. Yes. So the life-making material, unused, is what it is. And if that is impure, your very birth is impure, that's what they're anyway trying to tell you, that your birth is impure. And to cover this, there's a whole lot of other stories which I don't want to enter. Once you are not in terms with your own physical existence, you essentially will never ever be in terms with any other dimension of your life. This itself will cover you forever. This is a fantastic trick to keep you enslaved forever. No wonder institutions have lasted. Though they've lost their relevance, they stay, simply because your existence, your very existence, you're guilty of. If you're guilty of your very existence, that means one or that which is the source of creation should be even more guilty. You are eternally guilty and that which has created all this must be even more carrying the burden of guilt. Guilt and fear have been a phenomenal tools to control populations, which has been successfully done for a long time. It's time this is broken. True compassion is not about giving or taking. True compassion is just doing what's needed. You have no preferences of your own, simply doing what's needed is compassion. You revving yourself up into a huge amount of emotion and reaching out to somebody is not compassion. This is just self-satisfaction, devious ways to fulfill yourself. Compassion is possible. Genuine compassion is possible. When there is nothing to fulfill in you, you're just doing what's needed. But always, if you get into your deep emotion and do something, you think that was a very compassionate moment. No, you're seeking self-fulfillment. I'm not saying anything right or wrong, it is still coming from a certain inadequacy. So one overly compassionate sage who was indiscriminately disposing of people's needs. Because of his austerities, he had attained to a certain capability and he was giving it away. So one day Shiva called him and tried to advise him. See, this is not good. The way you are dispensing gifts and boons to other people, this will not bring well-being to you or to the people whom you give. It may bring you much trouble, it may bring him much trouble or both of you much trouble. So, stop giving these boons. People come and ask, it's okay, you don't have to give. Parvati, Shiva's wife, who was sitting there, she said, "Oh my lord, how is this possible? As it is, there are very few givers in the world. As it is, there are very few people who are willing to give anything in the world. And a few men who are giving, you are trying to restrain them also. What is the point? At least a few men who are willing to give, let them give. You must explain this to me. This is not fair. There are very few givers. That also you want to discount and make it much smaller?" Then Shiva said, "See, this is not about depriving people of something. This is not about depriving the world of receiving something, nor is it an effort to deprive the person to have the pleasure of giving something. It is just that instead of helping people to evolve where they will naturally receive the bounty of life, an unevolved person, if you give something, you will only overburden him, you will only destroy his life. If you're concerned about somebody's ultimate well-being, you must put him through the painstaking process of evolving him to a higher possibility where he will receive higher dimensions of life, where receiving just happens to him because he deserves it. If you gift a ton of gold to an ant, it will only crush the ant. It will not make the ant rich, it will only crush the ant. So what you give, how you give is very important. You don't just give because somebody is asking. The most fundamental strength of the Indian nation is that we are a land of seekers. seekers of truth and seekers of liberation. We are not a land of believers. We are a godless nation. Always, always and always, through millennia, we've been told, your life is your karma, that means your life is your making. This is the fundamental strength, and we have to bring this back, that we are a land of seekers. We don't believe in something that's been told to us. We want to seek and know it by our own experience. It doesn't matter, Krishna said it, Rama said it, Shiva said it, Buddha said it, doesn't matter. Still you have to seek. We have, with all due respect, all of them, we still want to know it by our experience. The moment we give it up, we won't know why, we will not know why we're Indians, and we will not want to be Indians. Right now, because in a very drastic way, this seeking has come down in the country. Because of that, today if the Western nations open up their visa procedures, 80% of the Indians will swim across the oceans and go away. Or in other words, you're holding over 800 million people within the borders of your nation forcefully. Well, that's a prison, that's not a nation. If you want to make a nation out of this, it's important we get the fundamental ethos that we are a land of seekers. If this seeking is not deepened, if there is no spiritual process in us, there is no reason why we should be together, because we look different, we eat different, we dress different, we speak different languages. There is no reason for us to be together. It is only this fundamental spiritual thread which has loosely tied us together as a nation. The moment we hack it down, it will die. It will be… the very sovereignty of this nation will be untenable the moment you hack the thread off. So it is in the hands of young people like you to strengthen that within yourself and in everybody around you, and 20% of your wardrobe must turn Indian. Thank you very much.
Look, I have to congratulate you. You made it through a deep, unfiltered video. That takes attention, openness, and courage. So leave your city in the comments, or share a quote that stuck with you. If you feel this could help someone, send it their way. Thank you, Big Hug, and until next time.